Euphoria season 3 episode 8 made me cry, guys. Like honestly, it made me cry. Euphoria made me cry. And Zendaya, she's a very good actress. She deserves all the awards. She deserves everything because she's a very good actor. Like everything that happened in episode 8 of season 3, just like it felt so raw, so different, like so heartbreaking. They really tried, guys. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down the key scenes, like the key things that happened in episode 8 season 3. We will not be breaking down all the scenes because I don't want this video to be long. So let's just dive into the video. If you're new here, please subscribe and make sure you like. So the episode began when Rue escaped from the Nazis. You know, she was in their basement trying to get stuff from the safe, and you know, Faye had to scream and wake up her Nazi boyfriend because she was expecting to find money inside that safe, but she did not see any money. So because of that, she screamed and woke her Nazi boyfriend. And Rue, being sharp, she took one tool and you know hit the Nazi boyfriend, Faye's Nazi boyfriend on the leg. Then she had to punch Faye, which Faye deserves with her big mouth. I was expecting Rue to like twist her mouth or like you know like all these African mothers twist her mouth, but she just punched Faye and Faye fell over and she had to escape. And but when she was escaping, one of those Nazis was riding on a horse, chasing her, pursuing her. Then he used his lasso and you know captured Rue with it, and the lasso had to like land on Rue's feet, and he dragged it. He was dragging Rue back to the house. Alamo's guy had to shoot the guy dragging Rue back, and when he shot him, Rue had to escape, and the both of them went back to Alamo. Then the next team was Maddy and Cassie. Maddy was looking very tired and unkept. With Cassie, they were tired and unkept, and it felt like they've been crying all night. Their eyes were just swollen, and Maddy was like, "What am I going to do?" And for the very first time, that was the first time I'm seeing Maddy feeling vulnerable and weak. You know, throughout the series, she's always this boss lady. Okay, I think she has felt weak before in season 2 when she found out that Cassie was sleeping with Nate. Cassie was trying to console Maddy, and she was like, "We're going to figure it out." And they hugged each other. So that scene was really touching. That's why I included it. It's one of the key scenes that happened. So the next was Rue handing Alamo the contents of what she found in the safe, and Alamo going through it, and you know, we saw that it was just a bunch of IDs. And I'm thinking that Alamo is responsible or was responsible for the deaths of those people, like the IDs that we have there. He's responsible for their deaths. He thanked Rue, gave Rue a bottle of Coke and some painkillers. Then he now gave Rue a small cup of drugs, and these drugs contained fentanyl. Like he laced the drugs with fentanyl. It was a monstrous thing to do. I'm thinking that he had to kill Rue because Maddy told him in the previous episode that Rue was working with the DEA. So although Alamo did not react, I had no idea he's going to react later. So he had to like kill Rue by giving her fentanyl, and Rue had no idea. Like I felt so bad for Rue. After everything that she went through, Alamo had to poison her. Then later we saw Lori and Alamo's guy. I don't know their names. I've forgotten their names, honestly. So they went to Mexico and they did whatever they did there. You know, the girls with them, Kitty and one other girl, they had surgeries. Kitty got BBL, and the other girl got, I think, she did a nose job and some other surgeries because we saw her hanging something all over her face. Bishop switched the whole thing and took the drugs and replaced it with a dead rat, and they took the drugs. So when they took the drugs, they had to go back, like they crossed the border and went back to America. Then the next scene was Lori and her goons. They were inside their apartment like relaxing. That was when Wayne Faye's boyfriend, he somehow discovered that something was wrong and something was going to happen that night, and he took Faye immediately and escaped. At that same moment, the DEA raided their house. Like they came in full force and they raided the house. They arrested Lori's goons, and Lori killed herself. She committed suicide. She jumped off a building with a rope over her neck, and you know, she just died. And they arrested her goons, and that's it. I'm thinking that Alamo's guy was working with the DEA because there was a scene where the DEA they were like hearing what they were saying inside the vehicle. I don't know. Rue later went to Ali's house to crash there. You know, she just went to Ali, told Ali everything that happened. And Ali, being the father that she never had, consoled her, comforted her. And then later on, Rue took the drug, the painkiller drug that Alamo gave her, not knowing that it was fentanyl. So when she took this drug, she put on her earphones and started to listen to the Bible like she has been listening to. So she laid down there and started listening to the Bible. But as she was sleeping, the whole thing changed. Ali woke up and found her in the sitting room, eating some cereals. And that was when they announced in the news that Fez escaped. And this news made Rue to be really happy. And she left Ali immediately. because according to what she said, like she said, she knew where Fez was, so she ran away immediately, entered her car, started driving back to their neighborhood, her childhood neighborhood. So when she drove there, she was looking for Fez. She went to Fez's shop. She couldn't find Fez there. Went to their house. Like she was just running, driving plastic rule. And she came to a place where she saw the police. She had to like run, run, and they were chasing her. The policemen and women, they were chasing her, and she now came to her place. That was when she now like opened her window, entered her room, walked in, and she saw her mom. Like that whole scene was really, really strange. I thought that the whole thing was happening in real life. I didn't know that she was already dead, and maybe she was hallucinating or something, or she was I don't know. But she saw her mom and then her dad hugged them. Like the whole scene was so sad. That was when I knew that Rue was dead. Honestly, Rue died. So the next thing that we saw was her on that couch, raising her hands up like she was struggling or trying to breathe or something. So she now died. Then we now saw Ali again. Ali woke up again and went to the sitting room and found out that Rue was dead. That whole scene broke me. It made me really, really sad for Rue. It felt like Rue felt like someone I knew. The whole thing was just really, really sad. Ali crying, calling Rue's mom to tell her about the whole thing. And then the next scene was Ali addressing a group of drug users. He made a whole speech of how the whole society is corrupt, and it feels like a group of people are responsible for these people that use fentanyl and kill themselves. Then the next scene was where we saw Ali. He dressed up in uniform, like a soldier or like a major, I don't know. So he dressed up, took his gun, and went to Alamo's club. Then at the same time, Maddy and Bishop were on their way to Alamo's club. And in that car, Maddy and Bishop had some sort of connection. And for the very first time, we saw Bishop smile. So firstly, I'd like to say something. I see a lot of people saying that Rue overdosed and killed herself. Listen, Rue did not overdose. Rue took the drugs for pain. She was having pain, and Alamo gave her pain medication. So she took the drugs for pain. She did not overdose. She had no idea that the drugs contained fentanyl. So all these people saying that Rue overdosed and killed herself, that she's an abuser, blah blah blah, you're wrong. Rue stopped. She did not relapse. She took drugs for her pain. I don't really get you guys. So the next scene was Maddy and Bishop getting to Alamo's club, and Alamo talking to Maddy about him having children. Like he wants Maddy to have his kids, mixed kids, 4 kids. He was very, very specific. He said 4 kids. And Maddy was just disgusted. Like her face throughout the scene was just really, really funny. Then at the same time, Ali arrived at the club, and that was when Kitty came to him, and he told Kitty to get her boss. And Kitty got that guy on dreads. I don't know, I've forgotten his name. Got the guy on locks, dreadlocks, and they had that whole altercation. After the whole thing, Ali had to shoot him because he was being an asshole. The Alamo's guy, the one on locks, was being an asshole, and Ali had to shoot him in the balls, and he lost his balls and died immediately. Then that was when everybody knew that shit was about to go down. Ali was screaming that he's after Alamo, that he needs Alamo. Alamo now came, and he asked him who sent him, and Ali was like, Rue sent me. Like when he said Rue, Alamo was like, They had the whole conversation, blah blah blah. I'm just going to shorten everything down for you guys. Just go and watch the series. You're going to love it. So they just had some conversation, and Alamo was like, "Oh, they're going to do something. They're going to drop a bottle of champagne. That when the bottle of champagne lands on the ground, then they'd be able to shoot each other, and that's it." And they asked Kitty to do that, and Kitty got the champagne bottle, dropped it on the table, and rolled it down. But before the bottle hit the ground, Alamo shot Ali, not knowing that the gun he was holding didn't have bullets in it. And it was Bishop that gave him that gun. Bishop removed the bullets from the gun. So when Alamo found out what happened, he was like, I'll see you in hell. Bishop betrayed Alamo. And that was when Ali shot Alamo, like blasted him to the next room. And Ali like went in there and shot him 3 times. He shot him, and shot him again. So Alamo died, and Maddy was happy. The reason why she's happy was because she wouldn't have to pay the $1 million that she's owing Alamo, and she won't have to give birth to children. She wouldn't have to give birth to Alamo's children. So she was really, really happy. And I could tell that Bishop was a black sheep in Alamo's group. I felt he was going to betray Alamo when he was telling Maddy about the snake that's almost swallowed its owner. I felt like Bishop was the snake. You know, the whole snake measuring the owner's length and weight when they are asleep. I felt like Bishop was that snake, like he was talking about himself. He was the snake, and he was saying that he's going to betray Alamo in one way or the other. Like he would eventually betray Alamo, and he did that night. So immediately Alamo died. Maddie left, took her money back because she came with some money. She took the money back and, left happily with Bishop. That's it. And Ali had to leave. When Ali left, Ali now went back to that family that Rue crashed at their place at the beginning of season 3. That white family that believed in God, that Christian family. Ali now went there and met the dad and the daughter, and the dad was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, his daughter spent some days with them, and I've forgotten what they said. I can't say what they said word for word, but he was like, his daughter spent some time with them, and she said their place was one of the best places that she has ever spent time on. So immediately he said that the daughter was like Ruby. Then they took Ali inside to have some lunch. Then the dad asked Ali Martin to lead them in prayer, to say grace. That was when Ali said a prayer for Ru. And that prayer was so sad. Like the prayer he said for Ru was so sad. It just made me to remember my late dad. And, so when he said that prayer, everybody said amen. And he looked to the other side of the table, and there was Ru. Ru was just there smiling, looking all clean, looking all happy and fresh. Oh God, Zendaya was really phenomenal in Euphoria. So that scene made me to be really, really sad, and that was how Euphoria ended. That's it. And another thing is, I can't believe that Faye and her Nazi boyfriend had to leave. Like they escaped, especially the Nazi boyfriend. Like nothing happened to him. Why? The writers, I'm thinking that maybe they forgot about him or something. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any opinion, like things that you'd like to add, like things that I did not cover in this video, things that that happened, go down to the comment section and say it. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.